What up, B Squad? It is your boy JB, and we are here today, you guys, with another review for Power Book 3, Raising Kanan, Season 3, Episode 5. The episode is titled Brothers and Keepers. Yikes. Before we go ahead and get into this episode, you guys, if you guys are watching this video or any other video on the channel, you guys aren't subscribed yet, I need you guys to do me a solid favor and stop taking me out on this date and having me pay for it at the end of it. You guys know the routine. You can do me that favor by liking the video, subscribing to the channel, and also by turning on your post notifications, you guys. And with that out of the way, without further ado, let's go ahead and discuss Power Book 3, Raising Kanan, shall we? All right, you guys, so before I even start talking about this episode, you guys, I know I didn't mention it last week. I was just trying to let it, I try not to let it bother me last week, but it got to me this week. It literally got to me this week. Oh my God. If I was really like anytime Kanan appeared on my screen in this episode, I was so annoyed. It's that young man trying to talk like 50 Cent that is driving me crazy. Oh my God. If somebody out there can help us, please make it stop. I want that shit to stop. I can tolerate these fake ass New York accents. The New York accents don't bother me. It's him. It is him. I know people be like the New York accents, you can tell that they're not real. I get that, you guys. I can tell that a lot of them. I can tell that, when Rock talks, that's not a real accent. I know that because I've actually heard Patina talk, and Patina has a soft voice. She doesn't talk that hard. I want the young man who plays Kanan to stop with the 50 Cent impersonation. I really need it to stop. Ixnay it. Now, we opened the episode up, we're going to open up my review with the feds, you guys. The feds, you guys remember that the feds were talking to Howard last week, right? And you know that they're still not really believing this whole situation that the Baisleys and, all the projects were really Crown Camacho's doing, because I guess they've been going around interviewing people and talking to people, and the math is not 2 plus 2 is not really equaling 4, is giving them, an odd number. So they're not necessarily buying it. And so what they're trying to do is they're trying to find something that sticks. And so if it sticks, then they can basically move on. So Howard is talking to him, and he's telling him, like, he'll see what he can do. I'm like, what is Howard going to do? It's going to be interesting to me if, Howard can't make this go away, because, like I said, the feds don't buy this. So we then see the feds as they were questioning one guy. I don't know if he was from the Baisleys. I think he's from the Baisleys, right? And so they were asking him, like, did you ever see Crown, in the Baisleys doing this, doing that? And he was like, nah, over there in the Baisleys, the way we survive is we don't see shit. And so the guy brought up, not the guy that he's questioning, but the Fed. The Fed brought up Raquel Thomas, and then he said something. The man said, Rock? Rock ain't got nothing to do with, he said something about Rock, and he's like, oh, so that's what they call her. So that made the Fed's ears perk up when he said Rock, and I was like, I mean, her name is Raquel. Like, you don't think people have nicknames? Like, okay, but I mean, I guess so, sir, if that's what you want to say. So he went and talked to another FBI agent and told him to, pull Raquel Thomas's file again, because he wants to look over her interview and everything. So we see Rock as Rock is getting ready for this club opening for Lou, right? We'll go a little bit deeper into that in just a little bit. But they were talking. Rock was getting ready for we're getting ready to go. And so the feds came up and knocked on her door. And when they knocked on her door, they were like, we want you to come down to the police station and talk. Now, they don't have a warrant, so they can't really force her to. And she was like, I was getting ready to go, meet up with my family, but you know what, let me call my lawyer and we'll go down there. So we see Rock and her lawyer. They're at the police station, and he has the file on Rock. Basically what he's doing is he's drawing a connection, and it's the right connection, but Rock and her attorney are playing it off like, yeah, you way off base, sir. So because remember, you guys remember that Rock, eventually she got controlling interest of Crown Studio, but you guys remember she did that so that she could have Lou under her thumb. So it wasn't that she always had a controlling interest in it, but that's what the man is talking to her about, is the fact that he notices that she has a great amount of stake in Crown's, record label. And she was like, it was just something that me and my brother did together. And when I saw an opportunity to, get more stake in it, I went for it. Is that a bad thing? And so, Rock and her attorney, he was able to, make the feds be like, okay, we ain't got nothing. We sniffing up the wrong alley, basically. Speaking of the feds, we also saw the feds as they were talking to Famous in this episode. And I'll talk a little bit more about Famous as we get into it. But they brought up something from Famous's past. You guys, and I was wondering why they showed it. Because you guys know they say when they showed previously on Raising Kanan. Remember, was it last season when Fame went up to that one boy's place and popped him? Well, they asked Fame about that situation. And, Fame told him he don't know nothing about it. So I don't think that one I don't think is going away. I think that one is going to come back and haunt Fame at some point. I'm wondering how much longer Fame is going to be around, because I just don't think that Fame is going to last. Because didn't he say, I'm trying to remember, in the original Power, didn't Kanan say, I know Kanan named Sean after Fame, and I'm thinking in the original Power, Fame was already deceased. I could be wrong. I have to go back and watch I would have to go back and watch like season 3. I think that's when Kanan came on to season 3. But yeah, that's really all we got right there. We'll pause here and we'll move forward, you guys. All right, you guys. So we open up with Kanan. So we see Kanan. So Kanan is on the phone, right? And Kanan is going off on Fame. And it was in this episode, it was actually the last few episodes that we've gotten, especially the episode where Kanan told Fame that he would basically fuck him up. I was like, you guys, I didn't say it then, but I realize it now. I think we're starting to see the switch go off in Kanan to get the ruthless Kanan that we got in the original Power. I think this is the start of the ruthless Kanan. It's still, I don't know when we're gonna see a switch in Jukebox, but I'm starting to see that switch in fucking Kanan, because he's a little ruthless at this point, right? So Kanan is talking to Fame and telling Fame basically not to fuck up the business. So Rock came in and talking about, what is Fame fucking up and what is that? And Kanan was like, I don't know what you're talking about, ma. Basically playing Rock like she's stupid. And I'm like, girl, if you just follow the trail, like that's a map. And I think Rock has a sneaking suspicion of what Kanan is doing, but she don't have it, definitive proof of what he's doing. So then we see Marvin. So Marvin is out with Gerald, right? So, they shooting the shits with each other. And, remember, you guys, that Gerald, I forgot what he works at. Deals with music, right? So Marvin was telling him like, hey, you could write about my daughter Juke. He's telling him how Juke got in this girl group, and Gerald's like, I would love to meet her, right? So then, Gerald he actually kind of put his foot in his mouth, talking about they come from the wrong side of the tracks. And Marvin's like, I don't come from no side of no tracks. And he would just, Gerald was like, yeah, I mean, no offense, he's just talking about, how South Jamaica is, right? And he then let him know about the situation with Dean, and that, Dean was, taken out. Grandma was in the other room, hearing aid was off, right? And so we see Rock. Rock is down at her property. And, when she was down at her property, the windows are busted out, right? And I was like, I knew last week's episode, I was like, those cops are the ones that's busting people. The way that they were talking, you could literally tell that they were saying it without saying, like, bitch, we gonna bust your fucking windows out unless you grease our pockets with a little bit of extra money. And that's exactly what it is, because she got there, her windows were busted out, and the cops pulled up And I was like, oh my God, they bust your windows out. You should have had us to protect you, basically. And she realized, like, y'all niggas just playing a game with me, and I'm good. Like, I'll get somebody to fix this, and I'll, report this to my insurance. And then like, oh my God. And then you got some other health violations that you got. And they said, these guys, they usually come back. We know they do. You two little motherfuckers gonna come back. Then we move over to Lou. So Lou was down at the bar with Shirley, and he's telling her that he'll talk to a promoter that he knows at the radio station, so that way they can promote the club. And again, this also plays into, if you guys go back and watch previously on Raising Kanan, they show stuff from season 2, because the radio promoter is the one that Lou strong armed into playing that song from Zisa, her non-talented ass, but neither here nor there. Then we see Fame. So this is what happened with Fame. So Fame, and I thought that was so stupid for Fame to be doing this. Like, why are you taking the money outside? Have them little niggas come. Well, no, that wouldn't be smart either, huh? Huh. I don't know how that. I mean, I ain't no drug dealer, so I don't know nothing about collecting money. But I didn't think it was the smartest thing in the world to be collecting your money, outside of your apartment. And that's how Fame got picked up by the cops, collecting the money. That's literally how Fame got picked up. I was just like, I don't think that was smart, but hey, whatever, Fame. Whatever. So after that, we see where we at next. So Marvin pulled up on Rock, and he told Rock, about Dean getting taken out. And so he also let her know that, Dean was giving him a little extra, and he was selling that up there in Manhattan. And she was like, Marvin, I'm out, so don't come around here looking for none of this shit. And so she also let him know that the cops are the ones that bust the windows out. And he told her about, giving Lou money for the club. And she was like, you ain't getting that money back. Like, if you give Lou money, the money is fucking gone. I was like, damn, ye a little faith in your brother. I mean, Jesus Christ. So he asked her to come through to the club, in support of Lou. And she said, fuck Lou. I was like, again, bitch, that is your brother. Yeah. Rog is my girl, but I mean, damn, girl. Whew, okay. So we see Jukebox and Aisha, and I forget what the other girl's name is, but they are doing dance rehearsal, and you got Pebbles, old raggedy ass, over there, and she is going hard on those girls. I was like, lady, ooh, Pebbles would be a no for me. It's actually, let's scratch that. It ain't just Pebbles that's going hard. It's Pebbles and the lead singer of the group. They really are. It's Aisha. They have a little issue with Aisha. Aisha's not getting the dance moves down, so they just coming hard at Aisha. I'm like, well, God dang. Maybe Mama's not a dancer. Maybe she's just a singer. And I think that's what it was in the 90s for a lot of people. Like, some of those artists weren't really dancers, but in the 90s, to be a girl group, they wanted a triple threat. They can sing, they can dance. Some of them tried to act, but neither here nor there, right? And I've already talked to you guys about, Fame getting questioned by the feds about Freddie. I've already talked about that. So the social worker, she went to go pay a visit to Rock and Kanan, but Kanan wasn't there. And so, the lady was like, okay, well, I'll sit here and wait for him to come back. But he never returned. And the woman was like, you know what, Miss Thomas, I'm going to give you this one chance, right? You're going to get one opportunity from me. The next time I come here, he better be here. If he's not here, then he will be removed from your home. And that's going to be a whole nother can of worms that you and Kanan got to deal with. And I was like, ew. Now, speaking of Kanan went to Fame's apartment looking for Fame and found out that Fame got roped up by the feds, right? And creepy as Black Michael Myers, aka Ronnie pulled up on Kanan, asking him, "Where do you get that work from?" So he thinks that Kanan is selling heroin. He's like, "You got it from Neek," and he was like, "Nigga, I don't even know what the fuck you talking about." I was like, "Oh God, this man is so creepy." Like, please, for the love of Jesus, get this man off of my screen. He scares the shit out of me. Back over with Pebbles or Raggedy as she was going off on Aisha, basically telling Aisha, "I ain't got the time to waste on you." Ma'am, do you have talent? Are you a singer? Let's see you get your ass up there and do that 8 count and sing and breathe at the same time. Lady, Pebbles can go. Pebbles can go too. Speaking of back over to Fame, Fame got out of jail, right? And, he told Kanan that, they were fucking with me about this, they were fucking with me, but they are keeping that money. And Kanan was like, "I knew I couldn't trust you." And Fame said, "Nigga, you let me sit in jail. You didn't even try to get me out, but you got Javon out, and I'm supposed to be your boy." I was like, Fame, you're right about that. Kanan is only looking out for self at this point. Like I said, you guys, this is where I'm starting to see the switch flip in Kanan. Now, if he links up with Ronnie, which I hope the hell he don't, I mean, my God, that man is just scary as hell. So not Kanan, but Fame told Kanan about him popping Freddie. And Kanan was like, "Don't ever say that shit to nobody else." And I was like, "That's we can agree on. You should have kept that to yourself. You should have kept that to yourself." And so we see Lou. So Lou pulled up on the DJ at the radio station, asked him to promote the club, and the man got on the ones and twos and he promoted the club. And so we got that. Now we see Rock and Neek. They both showed up to Dean's funeral, and Rock gave Dean's grandmother some money, and then we see Neek they're outside of the funeral, so they're not in the funeral. But outside of it, he flirted with Rock, and Rock was like, "There's too many ears around for you to be doing that." And she was like, "It must have been a bold nigga who would take out, not Unique, but Dean." And Neek was like, "I know one bold nigga who would do it." And he said, "Ronnie's wilding out." And, oh, God, you guys, I ain't even got to that part with Neek yet, but, Neek. Next up, we see Juke. So Juke and Aisha. I thought I was seeing a budding relationship with Juke and Aisha, but I don't know if that was the case. But, they were getting along with each other, and, Juke was making Aisha feel better. Aisha was telling Juke how talented she is, and Juke was like, "You sound just like my friend, actually my girlfriend Nicole," and Aisha was like, "I would like to meet her." Juke didn't let her know that she's deceased because she asked, "Are y'all still together?" And she said it didn't work out. Girl, it didn't work out because the girl is deceased. And so they leave him, and so Juke invites Aisha down to Lou's club. We see Lou, he's at the club, and him and what's her name, Shirley, they were getting ready to celebrate with a drink, and she was like, "Nah, I'm not drinking tonight." And so Shirley was like, "You know what? You ain't drinking, I ain't drinking." In solidarity with you. Now, Kanan got to the club, and him and Fame, they walked right by each other, didn't speak to each other. So he sat down with Juke and Aisha, and he pulled Juke to the side and basically asked, her, "Is Aisha, is that you?" Marvin also saw them, and I thought it was cute because Marvin was cheesing, and I liked seeing Marvin this season because you guys remember when Marvin initially found out about Juke and Nicole, how he flipped out on her, he beat her up and all that kind of stuff. It's nice to see this side of him, right? And so Juke kind of downplayed. I'm like, "Juke, you like her, and I think she likes you, but I guess you're gonna let Kanan shoot his shot." I was like, no. Juke, go get your girlfriend. You like her, go get her. Marvin came in. He asked, Lou, had he seen Rock, and he was like, Rock ain't been here. I don't need Rock. I don't give a fuck. I don't need her support. I was like, wow. I mean, I don't blame Lou because after Rock told him, "I own you, nigga," after she said that, I would have been done with her too, family or not. Oh, I also forgot to mention that earlier in the episode that not Marvin, but Lou went over to their mom's house to get some records because I guess Shirley keeps playing his one record on repeat. And so, Lou went to get a record. His mama said, don't take it and leave everything where you found. Leave everything right there where it is. And basically the fact that ain't none of them giving her no more money. He left her some money. She feels like he's gonna go down the same path that his father did with chasing behind the music. So I was like, oh, y'all don't. Nobody has faith in my boy my boy Lou with this music. I mean, damn, y'all niggas just like fuck it, fuck it, fuck it, fuck it, fuck it, fuck it. Like nobody has faith in him, and I was like, poor Lou, and he the baby. Mm-mm-mm. Let's pause here and wrap up this episode, you guys. All right, you guys. So the episode now it opened with the Black Michael Myers. So this man went up to some random guy and said, nice car. And the man was like, appreciate it. He's like, nigga, I said nice car, and had a gun up to the man. I was like, oh, this is how we gonna start this out. We gonna have it starting out with the Black Michael Myers robbing a man for his car. And that fool took the car and was just zooming through New York. I was like, well, I be damned. Then the fool went to Neek's door and rang the doorbell, and he just had his hand permanently planted on that doorbell. And Neek was like, Ronnie, what the fuck? It's like 3 o'clock in the morning. And so Ronnie wanted to show him that hot ass car. And Neek was like, this man gets out of prison on a miracle, and you out here jacking niggas for they ride. And Neek was like, Ronnie, I told you I will get you some work. He was like, I'll believe it when I see it. I was like, you know what? Get this man away from me, Jesus, because like I said, Ronnie is Karib to the E. Man scares the flying bejesus out of me. So after that, he told Neek where he gonna be staying at. I was like, as long as it's far the fuck away from here, we're fine. Go knock yourself out. Live wherever you want to live. But he said he not living there with Neek and Pernessa. That fine. We good. Go away. Run. Don't walk. Just run. So we then see Neek, and he took the Black Michael Myers to the Chinese place, right? And the Chinese people looking at it like, shit, we don't like, we better like that one. We definitely don't trust this one. That was the wife that was saying this. I was like, I'm right there with you, sis. I think the world is in agreement with you about this situation right here. So he asked Neek if he can trust. I'm not going to say what he said, but, the Black Michael Myers asked Neek if he could trust those people. I'm sure he can trust them a lot more than he can trust you because, like I said, you're weird and you're creepy as fuck. And so Neek said this spot could be yours, and he told Neek, "Fuck you. This spot ain't shit here. It ain't no work here." And so, Neek asked him about, Dean, and he was like, "What the fuck they got to do with your broke ass business?" I was like, "Excuse you?" He said, "Rock, took all that they had and left you with this shit." I was like, sir, you have nothing. You just got out of prison. So what are you talking about here? So he told him, Rock done turned you out. And Neek was like, I told you, nigga, Rock is out the game. For now, at least. So then we see this creepy ass nigga. He went and pulled up on Juliana saying, I felt like the last time I saw you that you had you had more that you wanted to say to me. She was like, no, I had nothing else that I wanted to say to you. And I don't want to say anything to you now because you are Unique's brother and I don't fuck with Unique. And he was like, she said something to him. She's alluding to the fact that basically if your brother is no longer amongst the living, me and you can talk, because she talked about how, she thought her husband was always going to be her husband, but that ain't the case no more because you guys know her husband is swimming with the fishes, right? Kicking up daisies. But he was like, my brother not going nowhere. I was like, okay, get away, go to hell, move the hell on, right? Like that man is just So weird. Oh my God. So then we see him and he's looking at a fish tank. I thought he was with the Italians, but nope, he's in Neek's house and Pernessa's like, Ronnie, what the fuck are you doing here? I was like, Pernessa, girl, why don't you just walk out? Like, if you see this scary ass, creepy ass man just standing in your house, and he asked her where Neek was, but then he gonna tell her he probably fucking Rock. I was like, oh my God. Oh my God. And then when he said that, he just dipped the fuck out. I was like, oh wow. You just gonna light a match and just say, I'm out. So Pernessa decided that she wanted to confront Unique about fucking Rock. And, Neek was like, you got all this shit, Pernessa. What are you worried about other bitches for? I was like, well, I don't know if Rock is just another bitch, but hey, if that's what you want to downplay her to, then it is what it is. So he asked her, how the fuck where'd you get this shit from? She said, I got it from Ronnie. So he's like, where the fuck is Ronnie? So he's out looking for Ronnie, riding through the streets looking for Ronnie. So he eventually found Ronnie. And he found Ronnie and told Ronnie, like, nigga, you fucking shit up. Like, you took Dean out. You did. So he knows everything that Ronnie has done. And I was like, oh, so you now know everything that he's done. Oh. And so they got into a whole ass fight with each other. Now, I will say, at one point, Neek was getting Ronnie. Ronnie was getting Neek. It was just like boom, 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 boom. They both were getting the best of each other. And at one point, Neek. You made the fatal error when you had that nigga on the ground and you told him you the big dog. You should have stomped that nigga out right now. You literally should have stomped that nigga out. But then that nigga came up to you behind you with, I think that was like a metal pole, and just bust him over the back of the head and just bing, 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 bing. I was like, oh, please. And then he hit him small. I was like, oh, no, 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 no. Not Neek, not my Neek, not my Neek. My Neek can't be gone. My Neek can't be gone. I fucks with Neek like I really like Neek. Neek can't be gone. Neek can't be gone. And then we see the Black Mike Myers dump Neek's body. I was like, oh, Neek is probably gone. I don't, you guys, I don't know. I don't necessarily know what I think or feel. I don't know if Neek is gone or if Neek is alive. That's gonna be interesting. But now we stuck with the Black Michael Myers. When I tell y'all this nigga scares the shit out of me, like, oh God, just let's just eradicate that motherfucker from the face of the earth. He is creepy as hell. Oh God. But yeah, you guys, that was episode. Now we're starting to get into the episode because, the beginning of the season, which were 5 episodes in, the first few episodes there was no action, and now we're getting a little bit of action. But why did it have to be action with Unique? Why did it have to be Unique? Unique is a fan favorite. Yeah, this is kind of how I felt like when it came to book 2. You guys remember in book 2 last season when Davis's brother took out Sax? How I felt, oh God, how anticlimactic. I still ain't got over that. I still ain't got over the fact that Davis's brother was the one that took out Cooper Sax. Like, really? That was what y'all like. We wanted that fly smashed for so long by somebody of importance, not an insignificant character like Davis's brother. I knew something was gonna come. I don't. Something's gonna come to head, but I don't think that. I don't know how I feel. I don't believe that. I don't believe Nick is gone. I don't believe Nick is gone. I don't know. Because somebody got to take out Ronnie. Someone's going to have to take Ronnie out. Literally. The creepy ass nigga got to go somewhere. He got to go to hell. He got to go somewhere. But yeah, you guys, let me know what you guys thought about the episode down in the comment section below, you guys. Please subscribe to the channel, turn on your post notifications, share the video, you guys. And until the next time, stay safe out there, you guys. Take care of yourselves. Wash your hands. Be blessed. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Oh, I forgot to say this in my last video with Love and Mary Thomasville. So today is New Year's Eve. So I want to wish you guys a great, start to the new year. And I will see you guys. So you guys know that my 6-year anniversary on YouTube is January the 2nd. So I have a video that I want to do. I don't know when I'm going to do that. I was hoping to get it up by the 2nd, but I don't think I'm going to get that particular video up by the 2nd. But there will be a video that I put up on, there will be some kind of a video that I will put up on the 2nd. It might just be a thank you video. I don't know, but hey, I'll see you guys. I definitely, like I said, you guys will definitely see a video from me on the 2nd. It may not be the video that I initially wanted it to be, but that video that I wanted to come out on the 2nd, it'll come out at some point. Might even come out sometime this week. I just have to find the time to sit down and actually record this video. But I'll see you guys in the next one. Have a great New Year, you guys. See you later. Be safe out there, you guys. Don't drink and don't drive. Number one, don't drink and drive, you guys. Bye.